So you're here because you're eyeing that magical golden ticket, Australia's 189 skilled independent visa. You've probably been down the rabbit hole of points calculators, occupation lists, and forums where everyone is either panicking or pretending to be a migration expert. Yeah, we've all been there. Now, before you stress eat an entire family pack of Tim Tams, breathe, because in this video, I've got some good news. I'm dishing out the top jobs that still has a high chance of getting 189 PR invitations in 2025, without needing a gazillion points. And no, you don't need a PhD in rocket science or 300 years of work experience to make it. We're talking practical, in-demand jobs where you can actually stand a chance, even if your points are hovering in that very average range. So if you've got, say, 65, 70, 75 points and you're thinking, ugh, game over, don't give up just yet. 1. Secondary school teachers. The unexpected star. You know who's winning in 2025. Secondary school teachers. Yep, if you're teaching science, math, or even languages, Australia's practically begging you to come over. You can get an invite at 65 to 75 points, and in some cases, even with just 65 if the state is really desperate. Because Aussie kids still need to learn algebra and Shakespeare, and locals don't exactly line up to teach in remote towns. So, if you've got teaching credentials and you're not afraid of teenagers armed with TikTok accounts, this is your time to shine. Plus, teaching in Australia comes with some decent perks. Good salary, long holidays, and yes, air conditioning in classrooms. 2. Social workers. Low points, big impact. Alright, if you're someone who's into making a difference, and also wants PR, social worker is your calling. This one's been in the sweet spot for a while now. Even with 65 to 70 points, people are getting invites. It's a job that's always in demand, especially in regional and rural areas. You'll be helping real people with real issues, from family support to mental health and everything in between. Not just ticking boxes for points. It's meaningful work. Plus, you'll always have interesting stories at dinner parties. Just be ready to get your qualifications assessed properly. 3. Medical lab scientists. Precision that saves lives. Now this one's kinda under the radar, but hear me out. Medical laboratory scientists. Yep, lab nerds are cool again. Especially after all the pandemic drama. Testing, diagnosing, processing samples. This behind-the-scenes work is crucial. And Australia knows it. This occupation has been inviting applicants at 75 points, sometimes lower. And the queue's not too long either. If you're someone who likes microscopes, lab coats, and not having to deal with chatty customers all day, this is your golden goose. 4. Construction project managers. Building your way to PR. Here's one that surprises people. Construction project managers. Now, I know it doesn't sound flashy. You're not designing skyscrapers or engineering the next big thing. But here's the deal. Australia is constantly improving infrastructure, housing, commercial projects, and someone needs to actually manage how it all gets built. So, while everyone's fighting over the same 5 IT jobs, construction project managers are getting in with as low as 65 to 70 points. Grab your hard hat and clipboard. Managing builds might just be your blueprint to PR. 5. Occupational therapists. Helping hands needed. Another job that's quietly making waves? Occupational therapists. And no, you don't need 90 points to make the cut. Even folks with 65 to 70 points have seen invitations. It's a super respected field in Australia. You help people regain their independence after injury, illness, or disability. Whether it's elderly patients, kids with developmental delays, or accident recovery, your work matters. And let's be real, Aussies are active, surfing, hiking, doing DIY projects they probably shouldn't. So there's always a need for these professionals. 6. Architects, not just for grand designs dreamers. Now let's talk design, because who doesn't love great architecture? Architects are still in demand in 2025, especially if you've got solid work experience and formal qualifications. Even if you haven't designed a skyline, Australia wants you, particularly in growing cities and regional developments. Points required, often just 65 to 70, sometimes even lower if you're applying through state nomination later. So, if you can handle complex blueprints, know your way around the architectural software, and don't mind saying, let's bring this vision to life, roll up your plans and head down under. 7. Civil engineering technicians, blueprints, build sites, and PR. Not everyone wants an office job, and honestly, that's a good thing. Civil engineering technicians are in high demand. Roads, bridges, buildings. None of it gets off the ground without them. They support engineers on site, keep projects on track, and help turn plans into reality. It's not all desk work. Expect to be out on construction sites, solving real-world problems. The job's stable, the pay is competitive, and yes, the PR pathway is more accessible than you might think. People with 70 points have been getting invites. So if you're detail-oriented, good with plans and measurements, and like seeing projects come to life, this one's for you. 8. Plumbers. Saving homes. One leaky pipe at a time. Here's a fun curveball. Plumbers. Sure, it might not sound glamorous, but plumbing is one of the most crucial trades out there. Think about it. We rely on indoor plumbing every single day. From hot showers and clean dishes to flushing toilets and running washing machines. It all depends on a plumber's expertise. And here's the kicker. Not many people are pursuing this career path anymore. That means less competition and more opportunities for those who do. With relatively low entry requirements, you can start your training and get certified quickly compared to many other professions. Plus, the demand is steady, the income is solid, and the job security is real. 9. Early childhood teachers. Speaking of teaching, another biggie is early childhood teachers. Look, kids are popping out left, right, and center. Daycares are overflowing. Australia needs qualified people to keep the chaos in check and make sure little Ava and Cooper learn their ABCs without chewing on the furniture. You don't need 90 points to get in. Even 65 to 70 can be enough in 2025. And guess what? If you've got some experience and a solid English score, you're golden. You get to spend your days finger painting and reading picture books. What's not to love? 10. Audiologists. Last one. And yes, it's a good one. Audiologists. Hearing loss is super common, especially as the population ages. So, audiologists are in demand, and the points threshold is still low in 2025, around 70 to 75 points. And this field is growing fast, especially with advances in hearing aid tech and speech therapies. If you like working with people, enjoy science, and have the patience of a monk when doing ear exams. This could be your golden buzzer. Quick tips to boost your chances. All right, now before we wrap up, here are a few friendly tips to give you that extra edge. Get a high English score. Aim for 8s in IELTS or equivalent. It can give you up to 20 extra points. Yes, I know, test prep sucks, but think of it as temporary pain for permanent PR. Claim partner points. Milk those 5 or 10 points. Don't ignore regional options. If you found this helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what job you're targeting. Catch you in the next one.